Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Kubeir, ICCRC licensed immigration consultant. I welcome you to the channel today. What better than to do a weekly roundup episode of what we usually do on Saturday or a Sunday morning. And let's get started. As we normally would start, we are starting with the quote of the week. So hope is being able to see that there is light despite all of the darkness. And as of right now, we all feel that there is a lot of darkness with regards to the draws not happening, with regards to PPRs not being issued, with regards to COPRs, expired COPRs not getting any information, with regards to million applications currently in the backlog. But then there is hope because, that's what we are all optimistic about. We're all looking forward to the light at the end of the tunnel. Actually, there is a lot of light at the end of the tunnel. We are expecting movement, hopefully soon. And applications have started moving. There have been a small trickle that has already started coming. It's just a matter of time when we see the actual deluge coming in. Fingers crossed. And moving along, the first thing we have as normal that we do is the talk about provincial nominee programs, what has happened in the past week. Prince Edward Island invites 161 candidates in the PNP draw. On the August 19th, PEI conducted its regular monthly immigration draws. 152 invitations were sent out, and they also invited business impact candidates and the labor impact candidates. And they have so far, invited 1,194 candidates this year. To give you a perspective as far as PEI is concerned, or Prince Edward Island is concerned, and I've said this plenty of times before, it's a favorite of a lot of immigration agents out there who will try, when they're trying to lure you into their trap of paying their registration fees. And obviously, when you are not convinced that you are eligible probably, and your scores are not that high, then they will convince you that they're going to lodge. I don't know why they use the word lodge, but it's a very favorite term, I think, in the Indian subcontinent, that they will lodge your file. So what they're trying to say is that they will create your expression of interest on Prince Edward Island portal and on Ontario, on Alberta, on Saskatchewan, etc., etc. So they're trying to convince you that you will definitely be able to get your permanent residence through the program in Prince Edward Islands. Now, Prince Edward Islands is the smallest province in Canada. And because of the sheer size of the province and the sheer size of the population, their immigration quota is unfortunately also quite small. And it is, I think, about 1,200, give or take few, is what their immigration quota is. And obviously, but they're also part of the AIPP. Historically speaking, Prince Edward Islands has normally always picked profiles of people who are living inside the province, who have already exhibited or shown evidence that they are interested in residing in the province. They very rarely have invited people from outside the province. At least I don't know of many. I think only one or two is all I can remember in all these years that I've been talking about immigration. So please do not fall into that trap with these people. Understand that PEI is a good province. It has a good program, but the chances of most people out there getting an invite from PEI is quite negligent. And if at all you want to do it yourself. It's not difficult. Prince Edward Island has a very simple, straightforward expression of interest portal account. And usually the expressions of interest are valid for 6 months. So go ahead and create your own expression of interest. And if you're lucky, well, then Bob's your uncle, as they say. But yes, go ahead and create your own portal account, create your own expression of interest. And you can never say when you might just get lucky. Okay, the next we have is Saskatchewan. Now, Saskatchewan, exciting draw. After a long time, the scores finally dipped there. They issued, or rather they invited 496 candidates through the two main immigration streams that they have under the International Skilled Worker Program. And these are under the Express Entry subcategory and under the OID, Occupations in Demand subcategory. There are two specific streams that they have, and the scores that were drawn were 71 and 70. Okay. Again, to give you a bit more perspective on this, Saskatchewan has, it's become a very, very popular program as of right now because a lot of people have achieved success through this amazing immigration PNP program. The difference between EE and OID, express entry and OID, is it's actually in the name, right? So one is express entry, one is not express entry. So if you have an express entry profile, you would preferably want to go through the express entry stream. If you don't have an express entry profile, let's say you're ineligible in express entry, let's say because of your age points or because of your, education or language skill scores, you are not able to create an express entry profile. And because of that, you think you cannot do much. But then Saskatchewan has this great program or great stream under which you will still be able to apply, of course, if you're eligible and if you can score those very valuable points. So OID is that stream, occupation in demand. Both have pretty much similar criteria for eligibility for qualifying factors, but they operate independent of each other. So one was 71 this last week, and 70 for the other, 70 being for OID. A lot of people ask that even if you have an express entry profile, can you still apply under OID? Well, yes, you can. All you have to say that you don't have an express entry profile, or you cannot create an express entry profile, or you do not wish to go through the express entry profile. The only catch is, because you're not going to be going through the express entry profile or rather express entry system, your PR application processing could get really, really long. Again, to give you a bit of an understanding, if you apply under the express entry or Saskatchewan nomination stream, you could get your nomination, I don't know, maybe 6 months, 7 months on the higher side of things. The OID usually could extend to 8, 9, 10 months kind of a process. No, okay, it doesn't apply to everybody. Some people have actually managed to get their nominations much earlier. Some of our clients managed to get it in 3 weeks, not because they were our clients, but just because their application was so good. But when it comes to the permanent residence aspect, so you've received the nomination, now you'll apply for PR. In express entry, you could expect not now, not the current timeline where even 1 year seems pretty good. Under the normal circumstances, you could expect your application to be processed within 6 months. But under OID, because it would be paper application and now online non-express entry stream, it could very well go up to the 2-year mark for processing. So huge timeline differences, and therefore the preference seems to be for the express entry. The next one we have is our favorite BC PNP Tech Pilot Draw. There were 74 candidates who were invited in this particular stream. As we've already spoken about this before, for BC Tech, for BC PNP programs, you basically need to have a job offer from an eligible employer in the province. And if you have that, that's pretty good. And Tech Pilot is basically for specific NOC codes who also then need to get the job offer and be eligible under that particular stream. Okay, Ontario, they continue doing this. They did. So they issued 326 more invitations under the master's graduate stream. The master's graduate stream is the EOI, expression of interest based stream. Now, under the expression of interest-based streams, what was happening earlier with Ontario was that they would open these streams and they would get filled up like this. And because of that, a lot of people would submit their applications. They were incomplete, or they were not eligible, or they were in such a rush that a lot of good candidates would not get through because, let's say, of different issues in being able to be the fastest finger first kind of a thing. So then they have come up with the expression of interest-based program streams, whereby several of their program streams are now expression of interest-based, whereby you create your profile on the Ontario's portal. If your scores are high enough, when they conduct a draw, then you will get invited. They actually conducted the master's PhD graduate stream just last week. I think it was on the 18th of August, and they invited some about 400 people. So surprisingly, because usually they would not do a draw so quickly. But I think one of the reasons they would have done it is because of the lesser number of people that were invited in the first draw. So they did another draw, which was on the 25th of August, and they invited 326 more candidates under the master's graduate stream, not the PhD. So the PhDs were already done with. So they invited 326 more under the master's graduate stream. It's a great stream. So basically, you don't really need to have or do much, except the fact that you should have graduated under the master's program within the from Ontario within the specific period of time. More criteria is available on their website, which you can, as of right now, HCP, which is Human Capital Priority Stream, which a lot of you out there are very interested in. That is not expression of interest based. Ontario HCP, Human Capital Priority Stream, continues to be based on the draw system, which basically means Ontario will decide the day they want to conduct a draw. They will pick a CRS range point, and then depending on how many invitations they want to issue, for which NOC codes they want to issue, they will send out expressions of interest or notifications of interest. Those people will then have 45 days to apply for their nomination. Wow, okay, that's what's happening there. The next after that was ARIMA Draw. Quebec, as we also know, has a separate immigration program. They are not part of the provincial nominee program arrangement. They have their separate immigration program, and they also have their own portal. They held again another very big draw of 502 immigration applications were invited. As I said before, that they have their own portal, their own immigration system. Their point system is totally different. And again, but it works on a similar premise that you should have these many number of points, these many number of factors, and you should be eligible, and therefore you will then get invited. So that's ARIMA. In most cases, ARIMA or rather Quebec programs are, I won't say biased, but they do give a lot of preference to people who can speak French or who has French proficiency in their factor points. Okay, in Canada programs, what's happening there? TR to PR is still open for one of the streams, which is for the healthcare workers, or it's not, yeah, under the essential stream. And that is open until the 5th of November. And the applications that were already submitted under the TR to PR, though everybody was expecting some very, very quick responses and very, very quick processing, it hasn't been so. It is actually quite slow. And even the AOR, which is acknowledgement of receipt, or the file numbers have not yet been issued for most of the applications. It is just chugging along slowly, like a small little hillside train, chuk, 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 very, very slowly. It's chugging along. AORs are being issued, the file numbers are being issued. They're very, very slow, as I said, but they are happening. And yes, we are also seeing processing happening. We are also seeing applications actually being finalized and COPRs being issued. If you are a TR to PR applicant, make sure you check your spam folder. There could be a AOR lying waiting for you there, if at all. And in that, you should also be careful about the fact that you need to be in Canada at the time your application is approved. So if you're looking to quickly run for a quick vacation, be mindful of the fact that you need to be in Canada at the time your application is approved. IRCC expects to clear most of these applications by December next year, 2022. So there you go. You can expect, some applications are going to take a bit long. And for this year, they expect 35 to 40,000 applications will be processed and finalized. So all in the name of getting their quota done and over with, right? Okay, in the other news, what do we have in the other news? Okay, we want to talk about this one. Case discussion. IRCC took too long to process an immigration application, and the federal court decided that the delay caused by IRCC was unacceptable. And in conclusion, the court issued a judgment requiring IRCC to issue a decision within 30 days on applications, and also ordered $1,500 to be paid in costs to the applicant. Now, this is a very hot topic of discussion for a lot of people. Firstly, this case is of a refugee application, all right? Because a lot of people, after having read this particular case discussion, that there was somebody who was awarded $1,500 in damages, and also the court also issued the order whereby IRCC was instructed to finalize and finish this application decision within 30 days, okay? So a lot of people who have been waiting under the spousal sponsorship applications for a very long time, who have been waiting for FSW applications to be finalized, they all started thinking that they will also be able to use this route. Well, this is called a writ of mandamus, okay? I am not authorized to sort of give you any kind of legal advice in something of this matter because I am not a lawyer. Only a lawyer who is with the bar in any of the law societies in Canada could basically give you good advice of whether you are eligible to apply under the writ of mandamus and basically ask the court to ask the IRCC to make a decision. So writ of mandamus basically means that the court will force or will basically order the the authority in or administration or a lower court to make a decision, or to basically not to make a positive decision, mind you. It doesn't say that the court is going to force them to make a positive decision. No, the court is just going to ask them to finalize this application, give the decision, whatever the decision might be, so they can do that. So the writ of mandamus should not be taken lightly, but obviously, as I said, I am not legally authorized in any which manners to give you that kind of advice. So if at all you are seeking counsel in this matter, as in can your application be considered or can you sort of seek this route in forcing IRCC to process your application faster, then seek counsel from a lawyer, a qualified professional lawyer, and they would probably be able to guide you, because under this mandamus there are several factors that need to be considered before you could even file for your application to go to the court. So only, as I said, a professional lawyer or a good qualified lawyer would be able to sort of guide you and sort of check all the boxes to see if your application actually qualifies. On the side note, people who are waiting for federal skilled worker applications to be processed, this might not be the way to go. You probably would just waste your money and time. Sponsorship applications who have been waiting for a very long time. When I'm saying very long time, I do not mean 2 years. I'm talking about 3, 4, 5, 6 years kind of a thing. They could possibly look at this route. So do consult a lawyer and probably discuss with them how and if at all this is a possibility in your case. That, my friends, is basically it. So you are most welcome to join any of our social media platforms. We are there on Instagram. We are there on Facebook, of course, YouTube, Twitter, and if you're not following us on Instagram, then please do. If you wish to make an appointment, then that's the link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's always good to see the numbers going up. That's just about it from my side. I shall see you next time. Take care, stay safe,